How's it going, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, I'm Gil. I'm a content creator. I make videos about my experience as a content creator. So if that's your thing, like, subscribe, check out my videos. You might find some cool stuff. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my space. Not my space, but my studio, my office space. And I've been getting comments, people outside of YouTube, people at my workplace, people that I come around via social media, Twitter. They will DM me and say, hey, can you tell me about this situation you got going on here? And I'm like, oh, why don't you just leave those comments on my YouTube channel or something? But we're here. So let's get straight into it. So I record content that's audio, video. Sometimes I even come and write up here in my office, which is a spare bedroom in my 3-bedroom house. So back in 2017, me and my wife, we purchased our first home. It was great. I was super excited. We chose this house for a few particular reasons. One, it's closer to work. It's not too far away from the turnpike, not too far away from the interstate I-95. And it was just in a really nice location, and it was pretty much a turnkey home. We didn't really have to do anything. So as soon as we moved in, we just started just moving in our stuff, which took a while. But the one thing that I was excited for was the spare bedroom. And I told my wife, this bedroom is going to be a place where I'm going to create content. And when I first just started designing it, I had visions, and I wanted to create a photo studio. I set up a background holder, and that's like one of the first things I did when we got this house, is set up some holders for the backdrops. That way, when I do get paper backdrops or linens and all these other stuff, I can pretty much change the colors. And it was so cool. I had like multiple colors, multiple backdrops, and it was really fun. But the photos weren't coming out as I thought, and I noticed I can only do a certain amount of photos. So I looked into bringing in one of my professional photographer friends, Marvin Benamy, and he came and pretty much evaluated the place. He's like, this is a really nice setup for certain type of content, like video podcasts, podcasting, and other things like that. But as far as photography, the only type of photography that you can pretty much do are headshots and product photography. And with that being said, I was pretty much done taking portraits in here. I would do an occasional headshot here or there, but after talking to him and then examining the place myself, I realized this isn't the best place for photography, because the room is it's big, but it's not long enough. So it's basically not perfect for some portrait, more photography type shots, and I'm kind of limited. I know a lot of people say when you're limited, that's when you become more creative and stuff like that. But I just wanted this to be a quick, cut and dry photography studio situation where I don't even want to think. I just want to put my backdrop down, clients come in, shoot, and then they leave. But it didn't turn out to be that way. Another thing, the ceilings were a tad bit too low. The ceilings are pretty high for a normal living home, but I wish it was a little bit taller for photography. But I noticed it just wouldn't work unless it's product photography or just video podcasts or just videos in general. So that was 2017 to 2018. I would still take pictures here and there inside this place, and this was primarily a photography studio. But more and more, as I tried to push against the odds, I just had enough, and I'm like, this isn't the best place for photography. And I started renting out a photography studio using Right Arm Photography Studios, which is like down the street from me. It's awesome. It's probably one of the best, one of my best investments ever, because I'm renting out somebody else's studio, and it's legit, it's dope, and it saves me lots of time and headache. So that leaves this space kind of open, right? It's a spare bedroom. I'm not going to let it go to waste. So I started podcasting, and it was cool. Like at first, I had this couch. We called it the casting couch. It was really fun. We had a bunch of people come in here, sit down on it. It was really fun. Like I really enjoyed sitting in this room on this couch with my friends on Sundays or whatever day that I was off, and we would just podcast, just do videos, have fun. It was really dope. But one of the main issues that came in was just the visual aesthetic of the room. And I would use like a yellow backdrop, I'll use a gray backdrop, but it didn't really make the podcast look interesting. And for me, I'm in love with aesthetics, I'm in love with design, and that couch wasn't it. After a while, it just was 3 people, sometimes 4 on a couch, maybe 5, 4 of us on a couch, 1 person on a bar stool, whatever the case is. And it just got kind of stale. And and I know it should be more about the content, but if it's not visually pleasing to me, and the content is great, like the conversations were fun, they were exciting, but it wasn't visually stimulating. It was just a bunch of friends sitting on a couch talking horribly loud over each other, horrible, no mic etiquette, no mic editing, like learnings. I just was, here's the audio, this is how it sounds, raw, uncut. And it was fun. It was really fun, but it just didn't look fun. It just looked like chaos to me. But when I watch it, I get a lot of, feel good memories about the place. So after a while, I immediately just looked into wood walls. Like wood walls were cool. Like I just thought they were really interesting. They add a really dope aesthetic and style and feel to the videos that I was watching. And I had like a lot of inspirations from Peter McKinnon, Joe Rogan, just a bunch of people. And I was like, I need this look, but I didn't want to like outright just like bite their style. So I found a company on Amazon. I didn't want to put real wood in here. I was dealing with concrete. I was kind of nervous at first because we just moved in and I wasn't too like sure on the whole termite situation. It was just a little bit, I was like, I don't want to be too committed to this right now. I just kind of want a nice look, and that is cost effective. So I went on Amazon and I found a bunch of peel and sticks. They didn't work out, but the one that did was Nance Industries peeling stick decals. Now the thing is, they looked great. They stuck to the wall fantastically. They, compared to like all the other budget ones, the Nance Industry peel and stick decals were flawless. They were amazing. And if I were to go back to that same style and aesthetic, I would definitely use Nance Industries. I've actually recommended them to a few people when they asked me about my wall back then. So, but the issue was that the way the room is set up is like there's like one window and it gets sun and like at a certain time of day, and it just beams, like a beam into the wall. So some of the tiles would start bowing due to the heat because it gets really warm in here, and some of the decals just on certain parts of the wall just would start bowing. And I follow all the rules and everything, and like all the other ones at the top of the wall were perfect. They had no issues. Just the ones at the bottom where the sun hits just started to pretty much melt after like 2 years of just dealing with the sun. It just would bow. And I tried everything and I was like, all right, this ain't gonna work. So it worked for a while and everybody loved the wall. I loved the wall. My wife loved the wall. Clients loved the wall. My podcast co-hosts, they loved it. And so I was like, all right, now this thing is falling apart. So I have to pretty much find a new style and design, because it's been a while. It's been a while since I changed up the studio. So Becky and Chris, they're an amazing YouTube couple. I've been following them for years. Oh man, and they've always had stuff that I get inspired from. Like they have so many different things. So I can't even count how many things that they have inspired me to do or try. And they were redesigning their, they just purchased a home and they were redesigning their basement to make it like a podcast video setup. And they were doing a vertical slat, like a slat wall. And they just did it, and it was all black, and I was like, that is so dope. I like that. I like the vertical slide, all black, but I'm not gonna make it all black because I kind of want a little color in here, and that's for my taste and my style. And I was like, actually, I don't think I'll even paint the wood. I just slab the wood on, and some people might have some disagreements with it, but it's fine. I don't care. So I saw the video and I was like, I'm so inspired. I have to do this. And I did. I started and it was great. Actually hired a good friend of mine, Avery. He helped me out a lot with this, and I couldn't really do this without him. And this whole setup here is really because of an inspiration, an idea that I had, and having an amazing friend that I can call on and hire to help set it up. So that was the story of this wall, and now you know. So I feel really good when I come in here. I'm just so happy. But as far as the chairs, before I had these modern big comfy chairs. Like a lot of my friends loved it because they could just sit in there and they just sink in. It was great, but they just started fading because they were used when we got them, and it just started to just break apart, and they just were part of the old setup. So I don't know, if I'm gonna change one thing in the studio, in my office, I have to change everything. Like I can't let anything from the past here because this is a new setup. This is something new. So I opted to just look up some new chairs. Like I need to find some chairs, and then I stumbled upon a style, some swivel, like old school, vintage, modern. I love the modern look, right? So the style is a modern chair swivel. So it's a swivel armchair, and that's what this chair is. And I love it because I can just, move around, relax a little bit, turn around. So while I'm podcasting, if I need to loosen up, I can. And it just changes everything. Like I can just lean back and just feel really comfortable, and they look amazing. And I'm just so happy I got them. The carpet. So I got the chair off of Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description down below. The carpet though, it's probably the most I've spent on a carpet. Me and my wife went to Target, and I wasn't even looking for carpets. I was looking for swivel chairs, because like if it's gonna be anywhere, it's gonna be at IKEA. Went to IKEA, they didn't have anything remotely to what I'm looking for. They had computer chairs. Why would I want a computer chair? No, that's not gonna happen. No. So I went to Target, and they didn't have any. But then I'm walking past the chair aisle, and I'm like, what's that? The carpet. It's great. Like the carpet just looks amazing, and for the style that I knew that I wanted, I knew that this would be crucial to the aesthetic, to the design. And I was like, this carpet is going to help me out a lot with noise cancellation. It's going to help out with the look and the style and the feel of the studio. And I got it. So that's that. And obviously the trees on the side, they're from IKEA. They're like $50 each. And this candle that is just, I wish y'all could smell it. I wish y'all could smell it. This candle is from my good friend Edith, Flower Goddess company. I'll leave her website in the description down below. She makes amazing stuff. She makes soaps, candles. It's just amazing. It smells great in here. There needs to be a smell-o-vision. Y'all have to smell this. So yeah, this is pretty much it. I mean, for this side, I have a video brewing right now for the other side, which is like my workstation, my work area. So that's in a future video. But I'm glad y'all came here. I'm glad y'all were interested in my, I guess my office space, my office furniture design, because I really appreciate it, because it takes a lot. And it's like when you have a vision in your head, because you know what you want. I know exactly what I want. And I'm one of those people where I feel like I'm blessed to know exactly what I want and how I want it. and I always go for it. You'll see later in my my desk setup video where I'm kind of headstrong. Like, if I want this certain design, this is what I'm getting, because I know how it's going to look at the end. So, in this setup, it's exactly how I imagine it to be. Believe it or not, I know a lot of people will think that I'm just throwing things together. No, it's been up here the whole time. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoy this video, like and subscribe, and let me know what's your favorite piece from this setup here. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.